Hey folks, today we're going to do 6.8% error. This is the last section for Unit 6. Now, what is a percent error? A percent error describes how close a measured or estimated value is to the original value. An example of this is saying, hey, guess my age. And I guess that you're 20, but you're 25. Well, see, there's a difference there. And we're going to find what that percentage is of error. Now, to calculate percent error, we're going to use the formula that's in this box. And what you do is you take your estimated value, or the guess, or the measured, and you minus the actual. You put it over top of the actual, and that equals n over 100. If you notice, this looks pretty similar to what we've been doing, right? We are just using proportions, okay? Now let's get into some examples. George estimated that there's 315 students at the basketball game. The actual number of students at the game is 350. What's the percent error of his estimation? So let's set it up. We're going to do the estimated 315 minus the actual 350. Over top of the actual 350, and that equals n over 100. Now, what is 315 minus 350? It's going to be negative 35. And you bring that back over top of the 350. Now, we're not going to have a negative percent error. We're going to use the absolute value of that number. And what's the absolute value of negative 35? Take away the negative, it's 35, right? It's 35 spaces away from 0. So, the way we're going to write this is n over 100 is equal to 35 over 350. Okay? Now you cross multiply and divide. You have 350n is equal to 100 times 35, and that's going to be 3,500. Now, you simply divide by 350, and n will equal 10. So you have a 10% error in guesstimation, or in guessing. So, again, the big kicker here is this right here. No negatives. Use absolute value. Okay? So let's try another one. In an experiment, a chemist estimated the amount of liquid in a beaker to be 52 milliliters. The actual amount of the liquid is 50 milliliters. What's the percent error? So the estimated 52, the actual is 50. So estimated 52 minus the actual of 50, put it over top of 50, equals n over 100. All right, now solve it out. 52 minus 50 is 2. Bring your 50 over. Now notice here, 2 is already positive. We know the absolute value of 2 is 2. Okay, so we don't really need to change anything here. Cross multiply and divide. You have 2n is equal to, oh, I'm sorry, that's 50n. Let me erase that. 50n is equal to 200. And if I divide by 50, n will equal 4. So you got a 4% error in that estimation. Now, let's look at number 3. Uh-oh, number 3 is the same as number 2. So that's not going to work. Let's look at number 4. We'll just scribble that one out. We'll have to fix that. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's look at number 4. Madison estimated that there were 918 jelly beans in a jar. The actual number of jelly beans in the jar was 850. What was the percent error of Madison's estimation? So he estimated 918, actual 850. Estimate minus actual. 918 minus 850 over top of the actual of 850 equals n over 100. What's 918 minus 850? 68. And bring over your 850, cross multiply and divide. So now you have 850n is equal to 6,800 or 6,800. Now we're going to divide by 850. 6,800 divided by 850 will give you 8. So n equals an 8% change. Now, tell you what we'll do. Let's use this number 3 real quick, and let's do one more with the negative. How about that? Let's change these two numbers here. So let's change it to be a negative. If we want it to be a negative, the estimated, we'll say, was, how about 40? And the actual was 52. 52. There. So let's pretend, okay? So we can get us another negative one. So we do our estimated minus our actual, and estimated was 40. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to write this over here because we're kind of a lot of room over, not losing room over there. So let's go 40 minus 52 over the actual, which is 52, equals n over 100. Now, 40 minus 52 is negative 8 over 52 equals n over 100. Again, you're not going to have a negative percent error. We're going to use the absolute value of that. So that's going to give you 8 over 52 equals n over 100. Cross multiply and divide, you get 800 equals 52n. Divide both sides by 52. N will equal 800 divided by 52. We'll round that off to 15.39, actually 38, sorry. Percent error. Again, we don't need the negative. We're just going to use the absolute value. Okay, folks. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. If you have questions, please ask us. If not, go ahead and start your exit slip. If you have problems with the exit slip, let us know. We're going to touch base with you and help you through it if you don't make it through. If you do make it through that exit slip,